Everybody want a Boaz. Boaz requires something different, and you haven't prepared yourself for what a Boaz would need. When Jesus decided it was time for him to grow up, he didn't go get what he had been dealing with. That version of him required a different type of woman. And I tell men that all the time. Your legacy is connected to the type of woman that you have on your arm. These over here, all your stuff all over the internet, all over the blogs, because y'all choosing women that don't have nothing to lose but will help you lose everything.
Guys, y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. So active. We will. Shout out to my Instagram, Mediocre Tourism Reviews. Islam, which you know how to spell. If you don't, link to it down in the description box down below. I call it out because this content came from my IG. Now, I won't lie to you. I got this link in and I was watching. I was like, oh man, she's dropping some bombs. She's dropping some gems. But I know who she was. So I did a little bit of research and found out during my hiatus, right, that she went semi-viral because she was a dating coach and chose to quit, right? So I found this post on this website that won't be named. So you'll see that post, pick me ass heifer, which is such the weirdest insult, pick me. Like a woman who does things to be picked by men. It doesn't make sense. I've actually heard like someone try to explain it like a simp is like a pick me is the female version of a simp. And I was just like, shut up. Shut up. It's not even the same. Like a simp to me is someone who puts women up on a pedestal at no advantage to themselves at all. It doesn't make the viscous innards more drippy with soluble solution, right? Like it doesn't do any, it has no benefits for them. Being a woman that says or does things to be selected by a man, it's beneficial to her because she's going to get selected by a man. Shut up. Anyway, her eggplant writing advice is working for everyone except herself. I would love to hear what she considers unrealistic as far as these women's standards and expectations. So what April Mason said, after 10 plus years of helping women in this area, it's time to move on. I've had dozens of success stories from women who are now married, engaged, or dating high caliber men. My track record speaks for itself. However, the majority that come to me have unrealistic expectations. The selfishness, fake everything, think they should be chosen because they have a viscous innard and good looks. The entitlement, just mean, not knowing the difference between a woman and a wise woman. For my G's out there, you have to be able to understand the difference between the two. It's imperative that you do because they're out there. All right. Where was I? A wise woman and will fight you to be strong. Jesus, I'm getting triggered reading this shit. I'm getting triggered reading this shit. Not knowing how to be versus do scripture. Thinking being a feminine woman is weak or a pick-me. It's crazy how she calls out pick-me in the post, and the dirty young lady up above calls her a pick-me. Anyway, whatever that is, facts. I agree with you, April. Placing the blame and not taking responsibility or accountability for the choices they've made in men. Being disagreeable, defensive, argumentative about everything. Always finding something to nitpick about, looking for perfection. If you mention anything about doing something kind for the men they chose, it's the what's he going to do for me back? And the list goes on. All of the things that we talk about that we try to dispel or at least let modern women know in these echo chambers that this is what we see on the flip side. Please correct. All right? Now, this doesn't excuse the men's behavior, and I appreciate you not excusing the men's behavior because we got some dudes that need some help training as well. A lot of men think because they're high earning, it makes them a high value man. Not. Those who are loyal followers know I get on them hard as well. This post just isn't about them. So she's essentially talking about why she's closing her dating academy. And, you know, also, too, as a creator, she just reached a different stage of life, most likely. So she's leaving it behind and probably pursuing other things. There's only been so many hours in a day, only so many hours in a day to contribute to something. And if you feel as though it is not as beneficial as what it was previously, or it's not scratching that purpose itch within your life, then you have to move on. You have to do something else. And she's making a public statement of why that she's moving on. All right. And as a creator, I understand the difficulty within that and why you feel like you have to make a public statement within that as well. Okay. However, I found her recently on a podcast of such, and I thought it was very interesting the things that she was talking about. All right. So let's go through that. Without further ado.
So what you're saying is, once again, I'm taking the responsibility off of me and putting it on an outside entity so I don't have to do nothing. That's what you're saying.
And that's basically why, not basically why, is that why you chose not to do the whole business model that you had?
That's one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons.
Accountability.
And, the type of men that they want, I have to tell them, everybody want a Boaz, but y'all recall Boaz did die right shortly after he married old girl, right? Y'all don't remember that. Everybody want a Boaz, right? But you do know there is a John, Joseph type of guy. There's a Moses kind of guy. You know, there's a Bartholomew kind of guy. Y'all forget about all of these guys because you're trying to go after Boaz.
Yeah.
But you are more equipped for this type of other guy. Nahum and them. You know, Nathan and Daniel and Nathaniel and Benjamin, you know, and Isaac and all of them. And Jonathan. Don't nobody want them. I just want to go straight to Boaz. Boaz requires something different, and you haven't prepared yourself for what a Boaz would need.
And they would say they were settling to go with Nahum and Bartholomew.
Right.
And Joseph.
They would say they're settling. But here's the thing. These high 6-figure income, 7-income dudes, y'all not even using the right bait to even attract them. You're not even in the places that they would go, and you don't even know what they need.
Oh.
Because you're so busy. I got my degree and I got all my stuff. They don't give a damn about that.
We don't, yeah.
One single one.
It's like,
give a
okay,
goddamn.
good. But now you see this over here. And I always use this as an example.
You know what's so hilarious about that is I was talking to a young lady not too long ago. Got a degree, all of these different type of things. All is going well and good, whatever. Have another conversation with another lady. You know, I got all the accolades. I'm like a degree and a money-making perspective. But I tell you what, there's a story on her IG, and it goes over all of her culinary expertise. Oh, that shit right there. I'm just thinking about all the gains I'm going to make in the gym because she's going to be feeding a thug. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's how guys' minds think. Like having someone prepare something is something that would be form-fitting well within my life. But, you know, a lot of these, independent single boss chicks that are successful within their lives didn't develop all of these, at-home skills. So when you're trying to link up to a dude, when you're dating up at that level, number one, the amount is so slim as it is. And then you don't necessarily have all the skill sets that it would take for those dudes to want you. They may want the viscous innards, but to want you long-term, to form fit within their life, you don't even have what they want, madam. Keep going.
Jesus decided it was time for him to grow up and man up. He didn't go get what he had been dealing with. That version of him required a different type of woman. And I tell men that all the time. Your legacy is connected to the type of woman that you have on your arm. Look at Jeff Bezos. Look at Elon Musk. They all went through a divorce. It wasn't all over the internet with baby mamas and stuff.
Big true.
Those women understood the assignment.
Big true.
They chose women that, I'm not saying what may have happened in the marriage was right, but at least they chose wise women to know how to have some decorum and how to handle themselves.
Shout out to the baby.
Like that.
Yeah.
But no, these over here, all your stuff all over the internet, all over the blogs, because y'all choosing women that don't have nothing to lose, but will help you lose everything.
Oh, bars.
And when you understand.
Bars. Hold up real quick. What I tell you guys, when you consider your life and your legacy and the things that you're doing, your selection of your mate is going to be one of the most important. Don't y'all understand that? Don't y'all get that? And y'all just walk into these relationships from relationship to relationship without assessing who you are and what you want in a way to understand what will get you to your future goals. Choose wisely. Your legacy depends on it.
And that legacy men, and that's probably why I deal with so many of the celebs and things and high earning entrepreneurs, because they don't know how to choose women. And it's like, you talking about legacy. Legacy is built and the dynasty is built when you have a wise woman on your arm, not
Big true.
the candy.
Yeah.
The candy is good to play with.
Not the
but it ain't-
BBLs.
You can't build with that. You can't build with that. So it's like, I hear men talking about what these women are, but look at what you're choosing. So let's look at your life. Let's look at why you keep choosing the same woman in a different body. Let's ask yourself, why am I trying to make an Instagram chick that got her ass and everything out on the internet for everybody every day? Why am I trying to make her wholesome?
Don't make no sense.
Why am I trying to make her loyal? Why am I trying to make her somebody that I can take in front of my colleagues and be proud of that? You choosing that. So you got to take, everybody got to take responsibility for what they're choosing. And the question becomes, for me, and what I ask all of the fellas is, let's figure out what's causing you to choose this. Your appetite has to change. Your palate got to change.
And
Now that
here's
your
the thing.
palate changed-
And she's talking about it from a Hollywood perspective, but let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of non-Hollywood guys. Look at your next IG model and all of the likes that they get. There's a lot of average guys that are looking up at these fake this, fake that, liking, and it's completely disgusting, to be honest with you. Like, it legitimately disgusts me. Because you are essentially perpetuating what you say publicly that you don't like. Well, if you don't like it, then why are you, like, it's so crazy to see like different platforms of, you could take like Fresh and Fit, for example, how they got, and Fresh and Fit has actually said this. They've actually said, we'll get dudes that hate all up in the comments, but then we'll go on their IG pages and then try to send them money to fly them out, this, that, and the third. And it's completely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So who's right? Who's wrong here? They're reacting to and responding to the validation of men. If there's not an industry for it, then they wouldn't do it. All right? We got to take accountability in that. Because I will say, you still get weak in the knees from a visual perspective from time to time, but be strong. All right. I'm not over here liking showing IG. You know what I'm saying? But it is a skill not to let a 9 or a 10, you know what I'm saying, just say a little bit, get away with a little bit more. You know what I mean? But hold strong, hold frame, guys. Let's keep going.
Young Jeezy, we see what's going on over there. His palate change.
That's triggering, right? That's triggering. And it ain't necessarily because he picked another woman. He picked one that wasn't.
Yeah. She wasn't black. With that, I'll have nothing to say on that part. Because even I would say the same thing if she was a black woman that was more of a had more class. She was more. She's not the typical video chick that you would think that these dudes rap about. They don't go get them kind.
No.
Because their legacy, they're looking at their children. They will sleep with you. They will slide in your DMs and all play with you. But when it comes time to choose, they're going to get something different. So whether it was Jenny Ma or another woman, a black woman that was like her, my commentary would be the same.
Still the same, yeah.
It's still the same.
And that's the thing that I think, like, messages like this have to continue to get pushed, because who you see Jeezy in a video with is not inevitably who he chose to marry and drop said seed into. So there has to be a change into the culture because of what is established today with the sexual liberation movement, right? Like with this boss chick shit, with this money make me come type music shit. I think it's ridiculous, like how backward the shit is infused in the culture, to the degree of the single mother rate, to the degree of the marriage rate, to the degree of like all of these things that inevitably push families to break or to not even form in the first place. All right. Shout out to April Mason. Guys, I'm going to leave a link down to this podcast down below. The conversation goes on for at least another 30, 40 minutes. So feel free to go and enjoy the rest of that content. But I wanted to bring this to you here today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. But let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment box down below. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. It's dope to see, certain truth tellers, especially those that don't share the same gender, that can speak from a place of logic and represent components of a culture for a much more healed version. And I continue to think that we got to support those that do, because at the end of the day, they're not going to listen to me. But shout out to the 14 3/4 women that are over here right now paying attention. I see y'all. All right. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.